But it was good. So sorry y'all missed it, but Jenny can follow up with some notes. Let's get started. So, talking today about building your database. I'm going to move these back over. And I actually did this yesterday twice, which was interesting. And I'm going to tell you what I did. Generating a continuous flow of business is a challenge for every real estate agent. And it's really a challenge right now because of what's happening. You're so busy working in your business. You list a property, and what's happening on a lot of properties right now? You list it, and then what? Goes under contract. It's not a bad thing, but you go from working in your business to working more in your business. You never had a week off to think about where can I go get my next listing, someone to follow up with. So you go right into contract to close, which never really gives you a break, and that's happening to everybody. So I wanted to talk about that because 60% of real estate agents do not have a real database. And I say a real database, something that they actually work. They've got a spreadsheet, and maybe they have their contacts in a CRM, but that's just like a digital box where they've stored everything. They don't have a database that they're really working. And today I'm going to teach you three things. How to build a database. And I'm not talking about getting your children's school directory or church directory and importing those into a contact management system. I'm talking about how do you build a database of people that you actually want to follow up with and contact. That you feel good about when you contact them, that you have a reason to do it, and that they're going to interact with you. And then secondly, when to work on your business, and third, when to work in your business. Because everyone here is really good at working in your business. You get a lead, you get a referral, you can follow up with them, you can convert them, you can close them. Most agents are actually really good at that. But not enough are really good at generating their own business. And that just takes a little bit of focus and creating some daily habits. But it starts with your database. So how do you build a database? And we've talked in previous meetings about the forward questions, just having the dialogue and having the discussion. How much, out of the 40% of agents that have some kind of semblance of a database that they work, what percentage more business do you think they generate than agents who do not? 10%, 20%? How much?
Probably 30 to 40.
Okay, 30, 40. Mel, else want to guess? 250%.
Oh.
It's a lot. I mean, you don't have to raise your hands, but let me admit, I don't work my database. Could I work my database? Yeah. Most agents don't. And very few agents are right now because of the market we're in. And so, to understand what's going on, we got to talk about the 3 laws of real estate. And it's not the same answer for all 3. It's not location, location, location. But location is one of them. So I'll give you the first one. What do you think the other 2 laws of real estate are? Location meaning the market you're in, and then the actual location of the property in that market, right? What happens every couple of years?
Inflation.
We go through a different market cycle. So timing. Timing's another law. And the third one, I'll give this one to you. We didn't have coffee this morning. Is relationship. So the 3 laws of real estate that dictate why people buy is location. I met a guy yesterday at my children's school who just moved here from upstate New York. And why do you think he moved here from upstate New York? Yeah, he was military. Super nice guy. Talked to him for like 10 minutes. So he moved here. I haven't found out where he lives yet or why he didn't use our company. I will figure that out next week. Timing. Timing is about the market cycle. People buy and sell different times. He moved here at a certain time because what? It's military. PCS, that division was rotating out another division. So he was relocated down here. And then relationship. That's the third law, because people use folks they like, trust, and know. So, what do y'all think the number one question people ask real estate agents is currently?
How's the market?
That's easy, right? Okay. And who would like to share what they say? Someone asked you, Chris, how's the market? What do you say?
Tell them that inventory is low and we're in a seller's market.
Okay. Inventory is low. What do you say, Marty?
Say it depends. We look at the buy, sell, rent, or invest.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Most people online in the real world, I see a lot of Facebook posts. I'm so busy right now. Thank you to my clients. Inventory is low. Give me a call. I need some listings. Most people respond, how's the market? Man, I'm just so busy right now. I mean, the market's crazy. Or how's the market? God, no, there's just no inventory. There's nothing to buy or sell. What could consumers hear when you say that? When you say, there's just no inventory.
It's bad time to be buying.
I've missed out. There's no inventory. What am I going to buy? Or if you tell them, I'm just so busy, what could they hear? Yeah. That is the worst thing a contractor can say. Man, I would love to build $1 million house from now. Man, I'm just so busy right now. Or, I just don't have any lots. Thinking, well, I missed out. I want to build my dream house, and you're too busy to help me, and you don't have a place where I can go build it? That's a terrible feeling. But people say that all the time. So what should you be saying?
It's fantastic great time to buy.
I'll give you an example. So Chris is going to be my assistant today. And let's pretend, Chris, you and I just had a conversation, build a rapport, and now you ask me, how's the market?
Reynolds, how's the market?
Market's real interesting right now. It depends on the market segment you're in. Are you more interested in residential, commercial, or specific neighborhood?
Residential for sure.
Residential?
Harris County.
Harris County, okay. What do you find interesting about the Harris County market?
The school district.
School district. Yeah. You know what? I've got something I could send you on that. I've got a report on the school ratings for the different elementary, junior, and high schools in Harris County. Would it be okay if I sent you a copy of that report?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, well, I'll email it to you. So, 4 times yesterday, someone asked me, how's the market? Man, how's the market? Man, it just sucks. This is a friend. I said, man, says, why? And I like to mess with people and experiment. So I just said, it sucks. Said, what do you mean? He's like, well, we're just so busy right now. It's hard to spend time finding new opportunity and inventory. I said, do you know of anybody that has some property that they're thinking about selling? Because we've got tons of clients looking to buy property. That's different than pausing with, man, it's just so busy right now. Like, I don't know. I'm just going from contract to contract. I don't know what I'm doing. It's crazy. Which is true. It is crazy. All of y'all are busy. But that's a lot different than saying, how's the market? Well, I'm so busy right now. Chris, let me give you my card. Hey, I'd love to put you in my database and follow up with you later. If I have something I genuinely want to send to Chris, and I ask him for permission, am I really going to go back and now feel good about doing that? I'm going to go back and send Chris a report on the school district. And I'm not going to feel salesy that he really doesn't want this, because I spent another 30, 40 seconds figuring out what he wants. And you really only need to find 2 or 3 of those people a week and be intentional about following up with them. So what I want you to do right now at your table is just discuss what are 3 things you could send to someone right now if they ask, how's the market? And as Marty indicated, you did a little deeper dive and said, it's really interesting right now. It just depends. Are you more interested in commercial, new home sales, or specific neighborhood? Just write down on one piece of paper 3 things that you could easily send to someone. RPR's got a ton of stuff. Realtor Magazine. All right, so what are a couple things you could do for free right now and send?
With tips like those, even those ones we have on zip forms, what to know as a first-time buyer or something like that. Just information.
How-tos.
Right.
Okay, that's easy.
Advantages of listing it alone with wherever.
Okay. So is that like another article, or maybe just some bullet points, PDF or something? Okay. So maybe more tips.
If they said a specific neighborhood, you could quickly send them a snapshot of what's going on in that neighborhood, subdivision, or area even.
NPR, or maybe a little link from Navica. It's easy.
From a non-agent, her first response was the crime situation.
Okay. So you could send them. We couldn't actually send them the report. We could certainly send you the link to it so you can easily find it. That's what renters complain about the most. And what's worse is buying real estate in an area that you feel unsafe in. So yeah, the link to the that's easy. In fact, I think the link is even in the GAR contract, isn't it? That's on inspecting the neighborhood for sex offenders. But regardless, that's a great one. That'd be very helpful. So you see how easy it is to just talking to someone, think about, well, what would they want? What are they interested in? And if someone's just BSing, they're just making small talk, y'all are smart enough to figure that out. All of those people yesterday, except one, were people I already knew, so they're just kind of making casual, hey, how's the market? How's business, right? That's all a general question. But Phil, who just moved here from upstate New York, who has 2 children at Brookstone, he actually asked how it was because he hasn't purchased anything yet. How's the market? We just moved down here. Like, he just moved down here 2 months ago. Doesn't really know a lot about it. Obviously knew enough about the school. So if you're really listening and curious, you can pick up on who is really interested in learning more about the market instead of just a general question. And that's going to make it a lot easier for you to follow up with them and put them in your database and feel good about a prospect. Because if someone just walked through your open house and you got a list of 10 people, and you didn't, what if you took time at the open house to get to know a little more about why they even came through, what they're interested in? Then you're going to have a better chance of following up with them and actually doing something. It's going to be tailored to them personally. So that's a real simple way to build it. And I am amazed each year. It's like people have not stopped talking about real estate since the recession. and that's over 10 years ago. And people are still asking, how's the market? How's real estate? Because it's crazy right now. The houses are selling in an hour? That's been going on for what, 2 years? That hasn't happened. I don't know if, has that ever happened in your career, Alan? I mean, it's crazy. It's not going to last forever. So you've got to be, that doesn't take a whole lot of time, but that's the easy way to build rapport. So when do you have time to do that? What are you going to really do with your database? It's also on your table. Let me find my sheet. I've got a blank day calendar. It's just one day. Let's actually this right here. Everybody will grab one. And what I want you to do is draw a line down the middle of it, straight down the middle, cut it in half vertically. And then at 12 o'clock, draw a line straight across. Okay? Don't do anything else yet. Just create 4 quadrants. Okay? The key to building your database is knowing when to work on your business and when to work in it. And the best time to work on your business is in the morning. So, at the top, on the left-hand side, write currently doing. And on the other side, write could be doing. Does that make sense? So, and this is going to be your homework. I'm just trying to help you set it up and understand what we're doing. So, under currently doing, your currently doing should be blank. And your homework is going to be to fill in what a typical day for you looks like. What are you currently doing? Do I get up at 8 a.m. and start checking my emails, spend an hour on Facebook? The Facebook hole is real, y'all. You get sucked in. And you don't even realize that you've been 15 minutes and like, oh my God, I'm supposed to pick up my kids. It's designed to suck you in. So, you don't have to share it with anybody. Don't feel bad about what you're currently doing, because that's just what you're currently doing. But then, under the could be doing, this top quadrant, this is the morning from, it says 5 a.m., but let's just say until noon. That's time you should be working on your business. And the afternoon should be reserved for working in it. Working in it, it's going to appointments, showing property, deal doctoring, contract to close. That's stuff all of y'all are really good at. In fact, what happens is we get so busy, we just start doing it earlier in the day because we've got a lot going on. But all I want you to think about doing is trying to carve out 1 hour in the morning to not return phone calls, not check emails, not look at social media, and dedicate that time to working on your business. And those tasks are pretty simple. And for today's discussion, it should just be focused on your database. Most people don't ever look at their database. Maybe you need to go through your database and categorize your contacts into hot leads, warm leads, past clients. Maybe you need to update them. Maybe some of their jobs have changed. They've got new information. Maybe you need to spend half of that hour going through those leads if you've already separated them. And, maybe even turn your phone completely off so it doesn't even ring or vibrate or ping. And think about who needs to do something in the next 30 days. And what do you need to do to help them get there? Because when you set aside time to do that, you don't miss an opportunity. All of you probably at least have one person on that list that you've met or talked to in the past 12 months that may really need to do something in the next 30 days. Maybe they need to go meet with a lender. Maybe they need to meet with a builder. Maybe they need to meet with you and regroup because you took a break 6 months ago. But be really intentional about looking at your database as as a resource for generating business. And then if you find some contacts in there, think about what you're going to do. Are you going to email them a report? Are you going to call? Maybe you separate your database into just contacts and past clients. And that's fine. At least start doing something. But then look at some of your past clients and think, who can I just call this week and just say, hey, I was thinking about you. I really appreciate you working with me this year and just want to see how you were enjoying the home that I sold you. That takes very little effort, but that could be really powerful. It's not going to do anything if you don't reach out and do it. But it's hard for us to do that because our database isn't organized and we don't know where to start and it's a mess. And then someone sends you a message on Instagram and you have to read what your best friend said about the dog that's pushing the man out of the fishing boat into the ocean and laughing and ha ha ha, and there goes 10 minutes. Happened to me yesterday. Or worse, someone in the office comes up and says, has you seen what this person's doing? And they show you a video and then you're distracted. So save the afternoon for all that stuff because that's when things happen. But if you spend a little bit of time in the morning working on it, it's going to generate more business for you down the road. Because the working on your business part, that is what really generates the revenue. And that's what everybody's doing right now. But that part is going to slow down at some point. We don't know when. And so if you start doing a couple of those things now, just an hour each morning, that's going to set you up for success in the future. Because imagine if you just invested an hour each weekday. We'll give you the weekend off. And imagine if after you went through your database, you saw 2 people that you decided to write a note to. And you wrote 2 thank you notes a day. That's 10 a week. You're not going to do it on Saturday and Sunday. So you wrote 10 thank you notes. It could be as simple as, hey, thank you for working with me this past year. I really enjoyed spending time with you. That's 2 sentences. Or, hey, I was just thinking of you. Hope you're having a great fall. Look forward to seeing you. War Eagle, go Dogs. If you want to write Roll Tide and waste the ink and postage, write Roll Tide. I don't care. But seriously, 10 notes a week, 2 a day. That'll take you less than 5 minutes. But if you're really intentional about that, imagine what would happen 2 to 3 months from now. When you're always in your business, you don't have time to work on it. And most agents are in their business 24 hours a day right now because of the market we're in, because that's what's happening. And if you wait for the market to change before you change your behavior, then you're going to be playing catch up again. But that's what I'm saying, just take an hour. It's not a lot of time. Because when this does change, you want to be right here in the relationship. Because that's when you generate the business, when people are thinking about you. And so, if you decided to really work on your database over the next 3 months, 2 to 3 months, start imagining what 2020 would look like, starting the year off. When everybody's asking you over the holidays, how's business? That's when most real estate conversations occur. Why? It's because you're taking a break. The timing, the market's not as busy. We all know it slows down from Thanksgiving until really the first or second week of January, and people are asking about it. Why? Because they're getting ready to do something. And that's why you need to be in the relationship before that timing occurs, so when they're ready to do something, they're thinking about you. But imagine if you started answering this question differently, and you picked up 2 or 3 really good contacts each week, maybe even each day. What would that do for your business 2 to 3 months from now? That would really get you excited about working your database. Because it is not fun. No one says, God, I had so much fun working my database today. I'm going to go play golf this afternoon. Nobody says that. Because guess what? When they work their database, they spend the whole afternoon working in their business doing deals. That's what happens. And that's what your goal should be, is to work on it so that you have a continuous flow of business going forward. As right now, a lot of agents are depending upon the market, generating them business. We see your posts, and it's awesome that homes are selling so quickly. But that gives you no time to leverage that opportunity to do what? To generate more business. You can't, it's really hard to market a sold property, get more people to go through there. It's done. So we don't want properties to sit on the market for, 2 or 3 months. So you got to think about how you approach your activities for generating more business, because the listings used to be a great source of that, and they still are. But think about how you could use your database to do that instead. That's a lot easier. You've probably already got one. Just spend a little time organizing it, and just do some small bites. Just start with a little bit of time. Maybe you send somebody a Facebook message, hey, thinking about you, or a text, or an email. But I promise you, if you sent 2 thank you notes a day, 10 a week to people in your database, that's going to stand out over and above anything else. I have every thank you note someone sent me up in my office. Why? Because people don't send a lot of thank you notes. So it doesn't take up a lot of space. And because they don't take up a lot of space, guess what? I notice them all the time because there's so few of them. And imagine if you were the only thank you note sitting on someone's desk or in their office. I promise you will be, because nobody does it. And they're not going back saying, what was that awesome video of Marty I saw like 24 months ago? Let me see if I can go find it. They will if they really want to. But there are other ways to get them to be thinking about you when it comes to real estate needs. So that's the best way to work on your database. Is just retool some of your responses in being more curious and learning about them. Because if you are, there's a much greater chance that you're actually going to follow up with them with something of value, and that's going to mean something to them, and that's going to build your relationship. Instead of just a generic drip campaign, send them something that they're going to be interested in, because that shows that you actually listen to what they said. Because I promise you, someone's already sending them some email about just a random search, and that's okay. But if they tell you what they're really interested in,